Assalamualaikum and a very good morning. I bid to everyone present. First and foremost, I thank you all for spending your time to join our forum, Lead Like the Stars 2021. My name is Umaira and I will be your MC for today. Before we get started, I will invite Mr. Nu'man to recite the doa.
Assalamualaikum. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alamin. Wassalatu wassalamu ala ashrafil anbiya'i wal mursalin wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. Allahumma ij'al jam'ana hadha jam'an marhuma wa tafarruqana min ba'dihi tafarruqan ma'suma wa la taj'al Allahumma fina wa la ma'ana wa la man yatba'una shaqiyyan wa la matrudan wa la mahruma. اللهم أغننا بالعلم وزينا بالحلم وأكرمنا بالتقوى وجملنا بالعافية. اللهم نور قلوبنا بنور هدايتك كما نورت الأرض بنور شمسك أبدا أبدا برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين. ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار. صلى الله على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وبارك وسلم. الحمد لله رب العالمين.
Thank you, Mr. Nu'man. Now, allow me to address my appreciation to our three panels as we are indeed very delighted to have Dr. Iryani Mohamed Rawi, Dr. Salina Sarkawi, and also Mr. Akif Rabbani for making their time for being with us today. Before we get started with the first session of the forum, let me introduce briefly who our panelists are. First, we have Dr. Iryani, the head in Product Certification of Quality Assurance Unit in TMB Labs, Sendirian Berhad. And FYI, Doctor is currently live from Qatar. Hi, Doctor, from Malaysia. Dr. Iryani has received such great achievements, and the latest two are the winners of Ansara Typing Wall of Fame 2021 back in January, and is also ranked amongst the 70 top rising personalities on LinkedIn Malaysia 2020. Thank you, Doctor, for joining us. Our second panel for today is Dr. Salina Sarkawi. Hi, Dr. Salina. Dr. Salina is a Senior Research Officer in the Technology and Engineering Division of Malaysia Rubber Board, MRB. She has become a project leader for various projects in her field of study, such as in green tire technology, which leads to many award-winning designs that honors her to receive the LGM Director General Award in 2016, and also LGM Best Innovation Award in 2015, and many more. We are very pleased to have you today, Dr. Salina. Next, we have Mr. Akif Rabbani as the third panel for today. Hi, Mr. Akif. For everyone's question, Mr. Akif is currently in his final year in Bachelor in Computer Science Software Development as a UNITEN student, and he is also currently running a business at Bayam Technology Resources, where they provide custom technology solutions for companies and individual needs. In addition, Mr. Akif is also involved with Futurama Blockchain Innovators Summit back in 2018, which was held in Dubai, where he is the CTO, Chief Technology Officer of GoByte, or also known as GoByte Pay. How interesting is that? We truly appreciate you for making time in joining this forum despite your busy schedule. Without further ado, I invite Mr. Aminuddin to moderate the first session of the forum. Please welcome.
Testing mic. You guys can hear me, right? Yes, all right. So, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and a very pleasant and barakah morning. I bid to our respective panels and everyone. First of all, I really like to express my huge gratitude to all of you for making your time to join us today. Thank you, Dr. Iryani, Dr. Siti Salina, and Mr. Akif. On behalf of my team, no words could describe how pleased and excited we are to have all three of you together sharing your experiences and knowledge with us. And as for the students, I do believe that it's not that easy to some as we are in the middle of the mid-semester break and it's Friday's morning. It's not easy to wake up this early and to join a forum, but kudos to all of you. And I guarantee that all of you will surely get enormous beneficial inputs from these three great and experienced panels. So now, without wasting any more time, let's get started. So Dr. and Mr. Akif, are you guys ready?
Yes.
Yes.
All
More than
right.
ready.
Okay, so for the first session of the forum, Dr. Salina will be the first speaker, will be followed by Dr. Iryani, and the next is Mr. Akif. So, Dr. Salina, it is by nature that a leader should be able to inspire others. And to inspire others, being passionate is one of the keys to it. Furthermore, in our field, which is engineering, computer science, economics, business, and accountings, right? New and fresh ideas are always needed for technological advancements. And to do so, being passionate about what we do is very crucial. So Dr. Salina, my question is, would you mind sharing with us on how do you keep your passion alive? And what do you do when you are in low spirits, when you are doubting the decision that you have made in life? So, Dr. Salina? Doctor, you are still in mute.
Sorry, can you hear me?
Yes, sure, clear.
Okay, Assalamualaikum and a very good morning to all of you. And first of all, I would like to thank ULEAD and all the organizer committee for inviting me today. It's quite an honor. Okay, so I work as a research officer. Can you hear me? Everybody? Yes? Loud and clear? Okay. I work at Malaysian Rubber Board, Rubber Research Institute of Malaysia at Sungai Buloh. For those who don't know what rubber is, actually rubber is used every day in our daily life. So, for example, if you want to come to work today, you cannot go coming without the rubber because rubber is used in tire. So without tire, you cannot use your car. And also for Dr. Iryani, she cannot travel to Qatar if there is no airplane tire. And for your information, natural rubber is used in tire, in airplane tire. It's needed in the airplane tire, and we are blessed in Malaysia that we have the resources of natural rubber. Okay, so as a researcher, okay, you might think that I work in the lab, yeah, wearing a white coat and all, but actually for research environment, actually there are a lot of things other than lab work that we are doing, because first of all that we have to do is to prepare a proposal of the research project, and then find the funding, and then you have to basically know what is your project schedule, and then you collect your data and do your lab work, and then basically when you get the data, you present all your findings, and then you have to defend what is your finding impact to the society. And yeah, on top of that, there are a lot of other office work that I have to do. So basically, there are of course there are a lot of challenges in the workplace, yeah. But first of all, I would like to share with you my experience. Basically, what is the most important thing that you do is basically your intention, yeah. Of Muslim is your niat. what is your intention if you go to work, or what is your intention if you go to your college or you go for your study? What is your intention? That one is that you have to set your belief. Yeah. So why you doing this? Why you doing your work? Why you doing your study? Why? But that one you have to set it by yourself. Okay. So number 2, basically, I always have this principle that today should be better than yesterday. Okay. So in other words, like you always have to do or make improvement, continuous improvement. Or maybe maybe if some of you know, in Japanese they have this term kaizen. It's almost similar to continuous improvement. So if you already have something that is perfect, you think that it is perfect, it can completely running smoothly, but still you have to do some improvement to it. Yeah, that is so basically, if you don't have this principle, you will be left behind. For example, that for company like you know, the handphone Nokia, because they don't do the improvement and what sort of thing, they were left behind. Okay, I would like also to give you a take home. Remember this. Remember BIG. Yeah, the acronym is BIG. B-I-G. If you can write it down, B-I-G. Okay, B-I-G stand for B means books. I mean influence, or circle, and G means goal. So I will elaborate on the G first, goal. So you always have to set your goal. What you want to do, for example, for today, what you want to do. So you want to make sure that this forum runs smoothly. That is your goal for today. So what is your goal for this month? What is your goal for for your semester? What you want to achieve? What is the goal after you graduate? What is the goal in your life? So that one have to be set, and basically, if you for example, in your life, what you want to do? You want to be famous, or you want to be rich, or there are so many ways to do it, right? If you want to be famous, you can go to Instagram or whatever, but that is basically the goal that you set. But the most important thing is you have to ask yourself, what is your goal? Yeah, that is basically this goal will basically is your anchor, so that you have to work and basically be happy with what you are doing. Yeah. Okay, so influence. Okay, remember big just now, B-I-G. G is the goal and I is the influence. Yeah, influence or circle. So you have to surround yourself with basically, if you low in spirit or you have a moment downs, you have to improve your circle. Yeah, you have to maintain your positiveness. To be positive, you have to be with somebody or your colleague who are positive. It also basically, this circle also influence how is your goal going to be achieved. Yeah, and the first B is books. Okay, read books. Okay, because leaders are readers. Yeah, because if you see Tun Dr. Mahathir, he reads so many books. Yeah, and basically these books basically will influence how you are thinking. Yeah, so there are so many problems in the world, but those problems actually can be solved in the book. There are so many. If so, for example, right now you are reading your computer science or whatever your subject book. So that's basically will later on in your life, that is, if you want to be in that industry, that will be what you're going to be. You'll be expert in that computer science or in that industry. So because for me, I learned material science. So that is what is my passion, what is my expertise in the material science, specializing in polymer. So natural rubber is a natural polymer that we use every day in our life in all the products. Yeah. Okay, moderator.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Salina, for the great sharing of being passionate. I think we can go big to being passionate. So guys,
Yes, big.
being passionate, being passionate is one of the qualities of being an effective leaders. But I don't think that being passionate only is enough, is adequate to be the good leaders. So maybe we can ask the panels, what are the words that can best describe the word effective leadership? So maybe Dr. Siti Salina, Dr. Iryani, and Mr. Akif, can you give us one or two words that describe the effective leadership so that our audience can get the gist of our forum today?
Dr. Salina want to start?
Okay. If you want to say, okay, effective leadership, basically, as I mentioned, you have to have a vision, the goal. So basically, with that goal, that basically you can inspire others. Otherwise, you don't know where you're going to go. Okay. And also with that goal, basically, then you can develop what is the activity or your strategy to achieve what you want to do, or what is the basically vision or mission that you have to carry out. Yeah.
Okay. May I add?
Yes.
Okay, so for me, leadership is very simple. You just have to stick to the. I would say a great leader shows the way, because a great leader they don't just feed the fish, but they teach how to fish. So this is what leadership means to me personally. When you have a team, you don't just keep giving them fish, but you give them fishing rod and teach them how to fish, so then they can last longer. So this is my simple definition of leadership. Yeah.
Mr. Akif?
Yes. So for me, the leadership, I think for the leadership, we need to be more courage lah in the leadership, because if you want to lead, and you must lead the others, you just not be the bring others from how you say. So if you want to be the leader, you first need to know what you need to do, because for example, in software development scope, right? So you want to ask your team to develop this project, and you want them to develop each of based on your preferences. You need to tell them what you want it to be, what you want it to do. You just don't complain at the end of the day that this is not what I want. So yeah, that's what.
I see. So guys, that's basically the general view of effective leadership is. But leadership itself is subjective. Everyone's opinions upon leadership is different, but we can get the idea from our best leaderships here, our best leaders here. So yeah, let's get back to the forum. So thank you, Dr. Salina, for the sharing just now. And next is Dr. Iryani. So Dr. Iryani, life will never lack challenges. And I believe that being live from Qatar at, I guess, 4:30 p.m., 4:30 a.m. is also one of the challenges that you've faced, right? So, in fact, most, if not all, successful individuals had overcome many hurdles throughout their journey to the top. However, what makes a difference between a successful person and a failure is their resilience to continue on with their journey until they reach their destination. And to add, as my generation, basically, we are being too exposed with the social media, where lots of people obviously put only their achievements and not their failures, and that has actually affected us, the new generations, the millennials, with quite some mentality that we should achieve something so that society will look up on us. But we are lacking actually the resilience to be more confident, to be a leader, and so on. So what inspire? Have you ever been through any major setbacks that makes you feel like giving up? Because when we are expecting too much, we tend to face a lot of downs compared to ups. So I'd really love to hear your experiences and how you get back on your feet when you face the situations. So yeah, that's Iryani.
Okay, thank you, Amin. Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Maybe because I just jumped in just now regarding the definition of leadership, and maybe I should introduce myself for a bit. I'm Iryani. I'm with Tenaga Nasional. Started in 2002. I was doing overhead lines transmission. And my specialty somehow is high voltage transmission line, and I was involved also in the quality services, and I did inspection audits and all these things for the past couple of years. And this year is going to be my 19th year with Tenaga, but somehow I left kind of quite early. But it's not that I resign or anything. I'm on special assignment somehow rather, or maybe we can actually discuss in another forum. So I just like Amin said just now, I just arrived Doha yesterday, less than 24 hours I think, and I was so scared that I didn't get internet connection, and I told Umairah, hey, we might need to have a plan B, because if I don't get an internet connection, then Dr. Salima and Cik Akif have to talk a bit longer to cover my part. So Alhamdulillah, I'm now in the quarantine hotel. We are here for 7 days. Okay. So your question is about resilience. It's a very interesting question, and I really love what you're asking. You were asking about major setbacks, and when I feel like giving up, this topic is somehow really close to me, because way back in 2014, when I was doing my PhD, I started somehow 2013, end of 2013 my PhD, but I did not continue after I got the offer letter, because at that time, at the same time, I got offer for Hajj. So I went for Hajj. When I came back, it's already November or December. So I missed one whole semester of my PhD. But I didn't regret at all, because Hajj is somehow the best journey, I would say, in my life. And that was in 2013. So 2014, everything was fine, I thought. But when it goes further, I was doing part-time, okay, the study I was doing part-time, and in 2016, everything starts to go wrong. Everything goes wrong. The financial goes wrong, because at first I thought that I can sponsor myself. But somehow the program that I was doing are really expensive. I did PhD industry, so I was paying like 40K, 50K on my own pocket money. And I say, hey, I need to find sponsor for this. So I started looking for sponsors. At the same time, also, I was pushed to write my thesis. And best part was my simulation was not working. Nothing came out good. So I was like, okay, fine. This is the end of it. I'm not going to finish my PhD. This is like, okay, it's not going to happen. And somehow when I tried to apply for scholarship. I was so lucky that I got Yayasan Khazanah. Actually, TMB also offered to pay for my for my fees. But at the same time, Yayasan Khazanah approached me, and they are willing to sponsor my study, and they somehow they backdate all the whatever that I paid. So I'm so freaking lucky, I would say, Alhamdulillah. But there's a what do you say? I need to fulfill all their requests. And one of it is that I need to graduate on time, which was three years for PhD part-time, which is very difficult, but I tried. And I was alone. My husband was working in Miri at that time. So I felt like giving up many times, and I was sent to University of Unibo in Italy. I was alone there for a couple months, and it gave me a huge amount of pressure, because I need to publish several journals. But you know what? The moment that I felt like I'm about to give up, of course, what stops me is that I need to pay back Khazanah a lot of money. So I said, no, I have to finish this. Okay. So I kept going, and what I did at that time, if any of you have read my book, I wrote a book actually. In December, I published a book regarding 10 tips, GOT, graduate on time. So I wrote about my journey of completing my PhD. I wrote this message to my lecturer. I said, Prof, I can't do this. I want to go back. Because I was alone in Italy. I was alone. I was like, I can't publish anything. I have no idea what am I doing. So I said, I'm coming back. And then he said, Iryani, stop. You have done so much. You just have to keep going, he said. So, okay. I said, I took a breath. I sit back. I took one plate at a time. So I need to get back on my own 2 feet. I wrote a checklist, a whole lot of checklists, and prioritize. If you ever heard of Pareto principles, 80-20, you don't focus on the 80%, but you focus on the 20% that give 80% impact in your life. Do I make any sense? Yeah? Okay.
Yes, I think.
I hope you have heard the Pareto principles. It's 80-20. Don't look at the 80, just look at the 20. But the 20 give impact 80% of your life. Okay, so you just have to focus small. Do one thing at a time. Take one plate at a time because you can't take so much. All right, and then what did I do next? I tried to find my support system. I talked to them. I talk to my friends, I talk to my lecturers, my family, of course, my number one. And then I totally agree with Dr. Salina. In fact, I wrote in my note earlier, what are the main purpose? And she mentioned niyat. And this is my biggest mover when I was about to fall down. So I said, why am I doing this? I know doing PhD is really difficult, especially when it's part-time. And then I feel like, hey, why am I doing all this? TNB doesn't give me any promotion if I get a doctor whatsoever, but why? So when I go back to the whys, then it keeps me going. Okay, so these are the things that I think help me to get back on my 2 feet. Yeah, so yeah, I think these are my journey regarding resilience, and I hope that everyone can imagine what I went through, but I feel so grateful with every little experience that I have to go through. Alhamdulillah, in 2017 I completed my PhD, so I feel so grateful to Yasan Khazanah and also Tenaga for keep supporting me, and yeah, here I am now. Get back to you, Amin.
Thank you, Dr. Iryani. What inspiring stories from you? I mean, like, life is never easy. It always has a funny ways to surprise us with a lot of things. And I think like what I can summarize from you just now is like, it is okay to have our own pace, do our own thing on our own pace, one thing at a time, have a support system. Like, to be resilient is never easy. Like, to always be mentally good all the time is not an easy task. And the support system is a necessity in our life. And yeah, it always comes to niyat and intention when doing something. And I think that it very correlates with the being passionate, because when you get your niyat right, then you will be passionate on doing what you do, and later you will be resilient. And I think that's very like, I don't know, I'm just amazed with all the points that you just gave. So perhaps after today's forum, each one of us, the audiences especially, will find our own pace in becoming better and more resilient. So thank you, Doctor, for that. And last but not least, for the first session, don't worry guys, we'll have a second session if you feel like this is really short forum, don't worry, we'll give you more. So, Mr. Akif, I heard that you have been involved in software development since a very young age, and currently, while still studying in UNITEN, you are also running a business with your friends. For most people, it would take a lot of courage to do what you did. What are the calculated risks that you take when making your decisions? How do you build up the courage? How do you tell yourself that you are making a decisions on that, knowing that the decision that you take right now will hugely affect your future? So, Mr. Akif.
Okay. Hi, my name is Akif. I'm with Bayam right now. Right now I'm actually in my final semester internship in software development at UNITEN. Yes, I have started software development since a very young age. I think in 9 years old, I think.
Wow,
So
that's really
in the 9
early.
years old, I started developing software development until SPM. Then I go into the college. After that, I enter UNITEN. In the college, I started a business, software development house, Bayam. So we have started with 3 people, and now we have seven people full time in our company. So our office is based in Cyberjaya, and we are focusing now in software which is called, right now we are focusing in datang.my, which is QR code based attendance system, which is used in 5,000 plus schools around, across Malaysia. So if you see a system that teachers scan the students QR code and then they record the temperature, it is our system that we built. So first for the courage part, yeah, when I first started in my own business, right, I created the company and so on. It does take a lot of courage first, because you need to find a good partner, you need to find clients, and if you focus too much on the business, your studies will messed up, and you need to make your timing right. So for the courage, I think, because you need to have first, if you want to have courage, you need to have patience lah. Because if you don't have the patience to start, if you are driven by money, so if you don't have the money on the business, you will be feeling down or so on, because you don't have quite the patience to do the thing. Because if you are motivated by money for some reason, for example, you start software, for my case, you start a software development company because you like the money, you like the jobs and the projects. That will not work out if the money will not. The money is not the first thing lah, I think, because if we are chasing money, then we will be going nowhere lah. So first, we need to have patience, because I am very passionate about software development, solving problem lah at the whole. Because when I see a problem, then I have urges to solve it using technological way or so. That's the patient lah. Because for example, I have a problem, right? So I have a problem that I want to control. For example, I want to control barricade remotely using phone at my apartment, at my condo. So we develop a project right now. Right, we develop a project so that tenants of houses can control their house barrier without using smart card. They just use their phone. They put their phone aside. If their phone is inside the car, then if they move through the barricade, then it automatically open. So right now we already have the project installed in Subang. So right now we are pilot, and because that project also we need courage. We need to approach the management. We need to approach our partners. Mm-hmm. So we need to install this. That it take quite of RM1,000, 10,000. So we need to have. I think the courage is important. But the more important thing is you need to have patience. So if you don't have passion, the courage will not come in the later. So what? How do I build my courage? Because I am aware of the risk. Like I will lose money if the business fail. I will fail. Everyone will not approach me anymore. But that's the risk that we have to take if you want to take the lead. Last month I have rejected an offer to acquire my company for 2 million ringgit because I feel that they are not aligned to my passion. Because if I take the offer to buy my company for 2 million ringgit, then I will lose my passion, and our team motivation will degrade and so on. Yeah, that's my point.
I see. So, thank you, Mr. Akif, for sharing your thoughts on taking risks. I mean, like, to decide to open or to start a business on that young age is pretty tough, I think. But still, do you guys notice that from all three speakers that have told their experiences and thoughts, it always comes down to passions. For Mr. Akif, Mr. Akif Fats, he said that he won't be where he is right now if he has no passions in software development. So, I mean, like, we all have that passions, but to some, maybe Mr. Akif has found his passions, his interests at such an early age, but some may find it a bit late. So don't stress out yourself for something that is very uncertain, but don't be too relaxed just because you think that I have my own pace and my pace is maybe a bit late. No, that's not how life works. Life is always a process. You always teach yourself, you learn from something, you learn from your surroundings. So, and today's forum is also a platform and a medium for you to learn about yourself. If you have found your interest, then good for you. But if you still are unsure about yourself, you may find something, you may tell yourself that maybe I should think more about my future, because we are undergraduate guys. We are a step closer to our career, and it surely be a lot of tougher to be outside later. So I think that is all for the first session so far. And thank you and kudos to all the three panels for giving such a experiences, for sharing your thoughts with us. So before we move on to the second session, let us have a bit break for the panels and for the audiences, because it's in the morning, right? And the audiences, it is the moment that I think that most of you have all been excited for. Guess what? It is the lucky draw session. So, without further ado, I invite Mr. Amar Zarfan to lead the lucky draw sessions. Please welcome Mr. Amar, and to audiences, have fun and may the luck be with you. See you after the break. What a fun and exciting lucky draw, Mr. Ahmad and Mr. Umaira. And not to forget, congratulations to all the lucky winners. To everyone else, stay tuned, guys. Don't worry, we still got a lot of gifts to give to you. So wait until the end of the events to claim your prizes. So keep praying. This is Jumaat, right? Keep praying so that you will be the lucky people. Okay, now we shall begin with the second session of the forum. And for the second session, Mr. Akif will be the first speaker. The second will be Dr. Iryani. And last but not least will be Dr. Siti Salina. So, all right. I guess all the panels are ready right now? Okay. So, Mr. Akif, based on my research, I noticed that you have dealt with lot of important personas in the government and private sectors. And I believe that great charisma always comes with confidence. So, how do you build up your self-confidence to stay calm in front of everyone, in front of the important people, especially as in making people believe in your product? Because you know you're in your business, and when you deal with the people, you have to make sure that people trust you, people believe in your product, so that they will use your product, right? So I guess we are really excited and thrilled to know your tips and tricks on that. So yeah, self-confidence, Mr. Akif.
Okay, for the confidence part, I think because previously, when I was in the Form 4, I think in my when I was 16 years old, I have this incident that involved my confidence because, okay, I have to present to the judges, my team, and to present to the judges for my system. So if we win the competition, we will go to the Silicon Valley. For those who do not know, the Silicon Valley is located in the US, and it have Google Office, Microsoft Office, and
Nice.
so it is the center of the IT tech and so on. So so if we win the competition, we get to go to the Silicon Valley. But at that time, I was not confident on presenting myself, and then we failed to go to the Silicon Valley. So at that point, I just say, then I think for the next time I will practice to present myself, and until now, for example, right now we are presenting with our clients, and we have few big clients. Some are we cannot say the company name because they have legality and so on. And for example, we need to present. We have a lot of type of client. For example, for schools, college, company officers, and so on. So to build up the confidence, I think it needs to get back to the patient part, because if we explain it directly, like for example, we have the confidence because we say our product is the best. Yeah, we get that, and then we need to tell our details of product and so on. But we need to really get into the client's food, right? Because for example, we want them to buy our product, then we need to tell them how our product can help them manage their daily life better, how our system can make their management life is not a living hell anymore. Because previously, if when they are using manual system, they take around 8 hours a day to manage manually, and right now it's just a few clicks away. So to explain it with confidence, we need to have the patience, because if you want to present, I like to the 200 300 people. For example, there is sorry okay. So for example, last time I present at the Dubai, the cryptocurrency one. So at that time I was building a payment gateway system based on cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, and so on. So I present at 200-300 people, which is none of them are Malaysian. But we are the only Malaysian there at the Dubai. So we are Arabs and so on, Russians. They are mostly Russians. So we present. Yeah, it doesn't matter if our English is broken or not, because their English is also that bad. So when we present, we tell our product, this is our product, this is our system, what you can do with it, what you can do with it, how you can make more profit by using our system. So at the end of the day, it doesn't matter if your language pronunciation is bad, if you are because it doesn't really matter, because no one will look at your pronunciation. At the end of the day, they just want to look at your content. So for example, right now I have last time I was speaking is around it last semester to last semester, that's why I'm a bit you know what right berbelit lah cakap. So, so the part is based on the confidence part. So if the language is not the problem, so you just need to have your patience, you have your courage, and if you convince them hard enough, and they will understand, they will ignore your language. It's the problem is that you are not confident, you don't have courage, then they will focus on other things like your language and so on. If your content is good, then no one will take care of your language. But it's good if you have the language skills. You can tell people without any grammatical error and so on. So yeah, that's what I'm doing.
I see. That's quite interesting to know that. I mean, like how Mr. Akif addressed the issue that language does not matter in confidence issue, because especially when presenting ourselves as a leader, because being a leader, yes, it is to promote ourselves, it is to carry everyone around us to work together. But still, the confidence should be there. And note that confidence is not something that we born with. To some, yes, but for most of the people, especially for Mr. Akif, he's not born with it. Like he said when in the past he lost his chance to go to somewhere that is very, for him at least, very precious, but he lost it because of he lacks of the confidence. But did he stop there? He might regret it, but did he stop? Not right. And that is where everyone should apply in ourselves. Yes, we may regret something that we have done in our past or even in the present, but that shouldn't be the reason you should stop in doing what you want to do. Being passionate and have the resilience, it all comes together, being confident and have the courage. It all makes up to a good leader. There's no such thing that is you are born with leadership. There's no such thing like that. We always have to learn from it. It's a way of process of being in life. So yes, I really think that what has Mr. Akif said to us we should really put that in the notes or something like in our life, because confidence really affects our lives. When you have a high self-esteem, it will help you in the future as a leader, and everything else will come to you smoothly. So thank you, Mr. Akif, for that. And next is Dr. Iryani. Hi again. So, Dr. Iryani, we have always heard that active networking is vital for career growth and that we should build a good network as early as possible. However, as students who have not been truly exposed to the working environment or the naked truth of the society, most of us do not understand how networking actually works. Can you share with us what is actually a good networking? What are the benefits and how do we develop our network? So, Dr. Iryani.
Okay, thank you, Amin. Again, networking is a very important topic. I really love this. I don't know how you guys pick it up, but this really runs in my blood. I really love the networking topic. But I would start with why is it super important? You mentioned that networking is super important. It is, because if you want to succeed in your career or in whatever that you do, networking for me is the key. Because you never know whoever that you are close with or whoever that you have been connected to will become your best help. Yeah, because it happens to me all the time. So like I said, I started in Tenaga in 2002 and I've started my networking since I started work in Tenaga. So you asked about what is a good networking. For me, a simple term of a good networking is when people calls you back. It means that they don't forget you. They calls you back. They get back to you. They say, hey, you are important. I want you. I need you. And they keep your number for whatever reason. Not flirting lah. Okay. Flirting pun okay. Okay. So what is a good networking? I would say a good networking have to be limitless. It have to be without boundaries. It's a continuous process. You have to do it over and over because it never stops. Okay, when I say a limitless networking, why? Because I would say my networking does not just stop within my career or work networking. I do have other networks, say like in my university life. I was connected to UPM, and then I was connected to University of Bologna in Italy, and of course I joined several communities like the SIGRE, IEEE, and all those people are great network people. So it's like an exponentially communication. When you show the best of you, they will speak on your behalf, and this is when you know that your networking is at the best position. Means that you succeed in your networking because people speak for you. But because when I notice these days, some people asking for job, like hundreds of them, and none came back. Nothing came back. But some people, they never ask for anything, but people keep offering them job. Why is that? I would say it's networking because he or she doesn't speak for himself. Other people speak for themselves. For example, Akif, maybe he did a great simulation or performance in Dubai, for example, and people is like, hey, this Akif guy is awesome, he's amazing. So everybody is like talking about him, so he doesn't have to market himself at all because other people are doing the job for him. So this is the amazing things about networking, which I really love. Okay, thirdly, you asked about the benefits. What are the benefits of networking? I would say it keeps you going and it can bring you further in life, in career, in anything. So if you have a good networking, even though now I'm in Doha, Alhamdulillah, several people already contacted me for several things, which I'm really excited about. So I never asked for them. I never, like searching for them, but somehow they came to me and like, hey, you want to join us for this? You want to do this with me? And I feel so great. And some of them, I couldn't even remember when I met them and when I share my contact with them. Okay, so this is the power of networking. And finally, you ask about how to develop a networking. This is very easy. I would say use social media. And I guess you know that I'm active on LinkedIn. I was active in LinkedIn.
Yes.
Okay, I didn't know how I came about or how I fell into the world of LinkedIn. I would say I started during MCO in March 2019. I registered the account long ago, but I never used it. I didn't even know what the platform is for. And during MCO, I felt so bored. Hey, what am I gonna do here? And then let's start this LinkedIn thingy. So I started posting. I remember my very first post was about my internship experience. When I joined Tenaga in 2002, I wrote about how I was sent to Pergau Power Station, and then I was greeted by tigers and elephant, and I was sleeping in my car, and the moment I woke up in the morning, there are several tiger footsteps around my car, and I was sleeping with my window open. So that story, the simple story that I share, got received around 80,000 views.
Wow.
It was like within less than a week. They shared it, they reposted, and I was so surprised. And my followers, I think, went up several thousands. I can't remember, but I'm not the type who chase followers. It's not me. But if people want to follow me, then I'm grateful. Because my very first goal is to share and benefit from the sharing. I just want to grab the, what do you say, like pahala lah, like if you share good things, it will be my saham, okay, for my afterlife. So I kept writing. It keeps me going. I feel like, hey, this is interesting. So I kept sharing, and not like a daily sharing, but whenever I got the ideas, I would share. And then one of the tips for good networking is self-branding, I would say. One of the posts earlier when I was involved in LinkedIn, Tenaga shared, I don't know how they got it, but the Tenaga LinkedIn with 180,000 followers, they shared one of my photos when I was climbing a transmission line, a 500 kV line. So people keep calling me electricity girl, something like that. And then my close friends keep hashtagging me Gadis Electric. So that's where I got my hashtag. So I do have my branding Gadis Electric, and I have my few books based on the Gadis Electric branding. And I do have my blog, my personal blog, which is gadiselectric.wordpress.com. Always. But it's okay, it's fine. Once you have your self branding, people will talk about you. So for example, after the hashtag thingy, which I never planned for, I was called for a podcast, for a live interview, for many other things which I've never even think about it. So these are the great power of networking. And then I would say it's kind of interesting. It's just that we just need to be careful because you are now like celebrity lah. Tidaklah famous, tapi alhamdulillah when we share things, people like, for example, yesterday yesterday I shared about my movement to Qatar, and I think this morning I saw on LinkedIn it's already like 25,000 views. It's just died like less than 24 hours. So I say this is the power of networking. So my simple tips about networking, if you guys wanted to build your self branding, number one is be open and always be readily available, because people don't like when people contacted you and say, I don't know, I'm not free, I come back to you, blah 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 blah. It's gonna be like, ugh, you know, like. But if you're so really busy at that time, you will just give them promises, say, hey, I will get back to you, and or maybe just buy them time. So for example, I have my personal blog, and these are one of my tricks lah. So after this, you guys mau tahu kan, I will say, hey, can you read my blog first and blah blah blah. Okay, so they will spend their time, because I was on the plane, I'm not able to entertain any question, you know. So they will spend some time reading my blog and doing things, and maybe read my books. I have a few ebooks that I published. So these are the things that you keep your guests entertained. It's same like you go to McDonald's or whatever when you want to buy dinner or whatever, but they can't get your order ready on time. So they give you a cup of tea. I mean, like anything. They give you something to entertain you, so that you'll be happy. Okay, so these are some of the tips. Be open, be readily available all the time, and of course, the best part is be nice to everyone. In networking, you never know, you know. In my office last time when I was in TMB research, I always talk to this cleaner, and she's like, in the morning when we came, hey, how are you today? Have you eaten? Blah 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 blah. So just call them very nice name. Doesn't mean that they don't have any pangkat wherever you don't to go them. Just say hi to them. You never know, her mother or her daddy whatsoever are actually the what do you say, the minister or whatever, you know, like. So just be nice to everyone, because you never know. And like I said, I'll go back to my very first point. Let people speak on your behalf. Okay, so because when you start talking about yourself, it might sound like bragging. You don't want to brag, and people will get like, ugh, pissed off, like, this one blaga, this one I don't know. But when people talk about you, then there is an amazing, successful networking. That's from me.
Wow. What it like, I don't know. It's quite a sharing about good networking. I mean, it's your forte, right?
I love
Speaking of which, don't forget guys to connect with Dr. Iryani. I'm also Dr. Iryani's connections way before this event, and I just knew that this Dr. Iryani will be my speakers in my event.
Oh, before
Yes.
you were connected.
Yeah, I connect
I
with you way
see.
before this event.
I see. That's I thought you were okay. I thought you connected after the event. Okay, okay. Thank you for connecting with me. I mean, I really appreciate that.
So guys,
Great
see,
sharing,
the networking.
Iryani.
The
Yes.
networking is not something that you ever expect to happen in the future. It may
Yeah.
happen. It's very uncertain. So don't forget to subscribe to help LinkedIn
I don't have a
and
YouTube
connect with the
channel.
world.
Maybe I'll start a YouTube channel for my Doha experience.
Uh, so guys, good
Mm.
networking. What is actually a good networking? I can say that good networking is actually a positive consequences of being a good quality leaders. I mean, like from all those the first sessions, which being passionate, be resilient, be courage, have the courage, and have a self confidence will actually result to good networking. You shouldn't just jump into good networking. I want to make a good network with everyone. No, you shouldn't start with it. I mean, have that quality first, and then you have a baby steps. Be confident, build your confidence, set your need, have that intention, and then when you are that confidence with yourself, when you are sure with what you do right now, only then you build your network. It is okay to start early, but don't get too overwhelmed with it because it will be just like digging your own grave, right?
What do you mean it's okay to start early? It is. You have to start early.
Look, guys, we
It's
have to start early.
compulsory to start early.
All right. Thank you, Dr. Iryani, for the sharing. Okay, so last but not least, Dr. Salina.
Yes.
So, as a research officer, you surely did a lot of projects that require you to work in a team, and you will have a research team with various kinds of people and personalities. I presume this might be one of the common challenges not only in your working field, but also in our daily lives. And I believe this is where interpersonal and communication skills are very important. So, Dr. Salina, we'd really like to hear your experiences and what have you learned from that. So, Dr. Salina?
Okay. So, of course, in your work life, you will face with many challenges and situations. So, I want to give you one book that you should read. Basically, the seven habit of highly effective people. Yeah. If you don't like to read the book, you can basically hear the audio books. Okay. There are a lot of audio book you can search from Telegram. It's free. And also maybe from YouTube, you can also search Seven Habits by Stephen Covey. Yeah, there are seven actually plus one. The eight is to inspire others. But out of these seven, basically there are three habits which I think to deal with people. One is seek first to understand and then to be understood first. So meaning that if in any situation or any occasion or whatever chaos, you first need to understand what is the situation. You cannot hear from just one side. You need to evaluate what is the other side of the coins. Yeah, and then only you are to be understood. What is your expectation to to that situation? What is your expectation to that person? But first, you must understand the situation from that particular person. Yeah, and then number two, first remember the seek first to understand and then to be understood, and then think win-win. So basically, you have to think like to have a mutual benefit for each you and the other party. Yeah, and then only that after you evaluate all this situation, then you can synergize or do your teamwork. Yeah, because without all these three, sometimes you will basically arrive at wrong conclusion and then you will regret it later. So just remember this habit. It's very important. Basically, if you are in the organization or whatever, I'm sure that you will face this situation. So for Akif, you already have your own company. So please remember that always evaluate to understand if there is something the situation, and then you express your whatever expectation. Yeah, because normally maybe for me, like if we have some disagreement in the meeting or whatever, maybe we can just okay, stop that, and then maybe we can move to the next agenda. Maybe we can come back later to address that issue. Yeah, because yeah, the most important thing is basically you want to reach, as I said, to reach the goal. Yeah, to reach the goal, and in order to reach the goal, you have to make sure everybody is happy in doing whatever their best. And yeah, so always think like I said just now, big. So read the books, you understand, so that will shape your thinking, and they will shape how you see that other person. Yeah, even though maybe it's not in agreement with you, but you will see the solution to it. Yeah.
Thank you, Dr. Salina, for this sharing. All right. So, Seven Habits, the book. I think that personalities and okay, so it's very something that is not. We should. Sorry, guys. Okay. So it's very difficult to deal with people, and it sure takes a lot of patience, courage, especially as a leader, right, to deal with people, especially those who are when you are in a disagreement with someone. But being in this disagreement does not mean you have to agree with someone, but it also means that there is also a hole in your decision, maybe decisions or in whatever you are discussing. And when someone is in disagreement with you, it means that there is always a chance for you to improvise the whatever context you are discussing upon lah maksudnya. So what I can summarize here is that we can always improve ourselves, and to be a good leader is never easy, but in the end of the day, it is always a process of life.
Yes.
Okay, so thank you, Dr. Salina, as the last panels for second sessions. It is a great sharing. So guys, the next agenda will be the Q&A session. But before that, we will give a break, a 1-minute break for the panels before we start the Q&A sessions. So you can, so you guys, if you have any questions, you can think of the questions in the meantime of that break. So yeah, see you guys after the 1-minute break. And for the panels, we hope 1-minute break is enough for you guys to maybe drink some water and etc. So yeah, we shall have a break for a bit. All right, guys. So without wasting any more time, I invite Umaira for the Q&A session. So yes, Umaira, please welcome. The stage is yours.
Thank you, Aminuddin. Now we are open for the Q&A sessions. Any related questions from the participants are welcomed. As we are here to help participants in becoming effective leaders, you are highly encouraged to open your mics and directly voice out your questions to any of our panels. Good news, for the first 5 people who raise their hands and are willing to ask questions verbally, interesting surprises await. So please feel free to use the mic.
Hello.
Yes, for our first question,
Can
you
you guys hear me?
Yes, yes.
Okay, so Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Aiman Hazim, and my question is for IR Dr. Iryani. Okay, so first and foremost, I'm a super junior of yours from Taiping, back
Oh, hi.
2017, and I'm also an avid follower of yours on LinkedIn.
Is it?
I would just like to say that your posts on LinkedIn are really inspirational and moving, and I really look forward to your posts on LinkedIn every day to get me going.
Is
Okay, so my first question is, which relates quite closely to most of us here, who's contracted to Yayasan Tenaga Nasional and TNB, especially for the ULEAD committee. How do you appeal to your colleagues and superiors when you first enter the engineering industry, especially like being a woman in a male-dominated industry, and also at the same time being a fresh grad, if that makes sense. That's my first question. And my second question is, how do you find your end goal when working? Like for students, we know our end goal is to graduate with flying colors. So like for working people, some may view a professional title, let's say, for instance, IR or TS, as the pinnacle of their career. Some would want to achieve more, like owning a consultancy business and so on. So how do you find the end goal in your working career? And I guess the second question also may be valid for our other speakers also. So yeah, those are my 2 questions. Thank you.
What was the first one again? I might get it confused. First,
how do you appeal to your colleagues and superiors when you first entered the engineering industry?
how do I appear?
How do you appeal to your colleagues? Yeah.
Okay, when I first joined.
Yep, as a fresh graduate and also as a woman.
Okay, first of all, thank you so much for supporting me, for becoming my followers. I didn't know that my writings have impacted some of you. Alhamdulillah. Thank you so much. So your question is, how do I appear to my colleague, especially as a woman? When I joined the engineering area, it is not common to have a lady climbing up a 50-meter tower out in the sun. So not many people like that. They just love to stay in the room, in the nicely air conditioned and like not exposing your skin to the sun. So of course they see it as a very weird thing to do, but this is what I do. I became passionate. For your information, my first degree was electrical telecommunication. I took a wireless comm, but when I was Yayasan Tenaga scholar for my degree. That was way back in 1997, which was when I graduated from MRSM Taiping. And you mentioned that you're my super junior. Thanks for that. So when I joined Tenaga in 2002, early 2002, they sent me straight to engineering department. So I wasn't happy. I said I should be in ICT. I did a communication degree. This is where I should be. So I tried to ask for a transfer and they didn't allow me. So they said this is the only vacant or available position. And yet at the same time, my friend was assigned to ICT. I was so mad. I would say I was so mad at that time. I wasn't so smart. So okay, I try to enjoy and whatever that I was doing, and I follow the technicians, the maintenance group, and I found that the job is actually interesting. So when I joined the technician, they brought me like, for say for example, there was a special case where monkeys bite the conductors and it snaps. So I start learning from outside, and I start feeling that, hey, this could be my area, you know. So when I start doing overhead lines, high voltage, slowly I started to leave my communication area, my comms area, and I start focusing on high voltage. And one of the trip I went in Budapest in Hungary, I remember I went for a test, for a type test. I went there, and the guy or the linesman, he thought that I'm a spouse of any of the tester. And I said, no, I'm the engineer. And they were like looking at me like that, like, are you sure there's no woman in such, doing such thing in this area? I said, yes, I'm the engineer. And then they start talking to me. And of course, if you saw my LinkedIn, one of my LinkedIn posts, a photo of me with like 10 linesmen, big guy, a big apa tu, a big size Hungarian man. And they actually requested to take a photo with me that time, and because they say this is some very rare event that they get to see a lady engineer at site climbing tower. So it keeps me going. So after a while, when time goes by, you just keep showing your capabilities. Even though if you're a woman, you can become a spider woman. You can actually climb towers. You can do anything that you feel is great for you, whatever that you like. Okay, so your second question is how to define end goal in working. I might want to correct you on that. For me, there's no end goal in working because it's a continuous process. Because, for example, when I did my PhD in 2017, in 2014, my colleague asked me why I did that, and I say, they say, is there any promotion involved? I said no. It's because of my passion. Because my first degree is communication, and now I got the chance to learn on power system. So I did specialization on lightning performance. So my PhD was on overhead line transmission lightning performance, and this was where I learned best. I was in that field, I was in that area, and at the same time, I got my PhD degree. So it's a big compliment for me. And before that, I got my IR. I got two IRs actually. I got my first IR in 2012 on electronics, and in 2015, I did a conversion in UNITEN. Alhamdulillah, I got my second IR on electrical power, and then later MBOT came out with the TS, or professional technologies. I feel like, hey, this maybe can bring me further. So okay, I registered for that. It became like easier over time when you keep doing it. It's like an autopilot for you. So for me, there is no end goal in working. But if you ask me what is my what do you say? What do I look into? Is the passion, or the what do you say? What is it that makes you happy? And I'm very happy in this field. And of course, in 2017, I left transmission line. I left grid department division. I joined TNB Labs doing audits. So of course, the career doesn't end there. I took the ISO 9001 certification, and of course, Alhamdulillah, I was certified as the certified lead auditor for ISO 9001 and ASQ, and there are so many other things. So if you ask me if there is an end goal, there is no end goal, because as long as you enjoy what you're doing, you love and passionate, you will keep going until, I don't know, until forever. If as long as you love it, as long as you love what you're doing. Yeah. So I hope that answers your question, Aiman.
Yep, perfectly. Thank you, Doctor.
Thank you, Aiman.
Thank you, Aiman Hazim and Dr. Iryani. So for the second question, anyone?
Hello. I
Hi.
have a question for Dr. Iryani.
Yes, please.
My name is Azim. I'm also known for your ex-intern for TNB Labs. Doctor, I have a question about what is your biggest challenge so far as a leader?
Okay.
That's all. That's all.
Thank you. Thank you, Azim. So I'm so glad to see here. Azim is actually, he did an internship with me a couple years ago. He has a twin brother, Azim and Azam. I'm so glad to see you here, Azim. Hi.
I don't.
Okay. So you asked me about what is my biggest challenge. I would say, when being a leader in leadership, the biggest challenge is to get your team together. I would say, when your team does not follow the path that where you want to go or where the team want to go, this is where you become very stressful, you know. So I would love to quote Dr. Salina's book. Seven Habits has been my life for a couple of years. In fact, when I was in TMB Labs, my GM assigned me as the Seven Habit. What do you say? We have like this committee member. So I was the chair of the Seven Habit moving committee. So in Seven Habit, we have all these threads where at first you need to focus on yourself, then you focus on the team, and finally you focus on the entire team, like as in like sharpening the saw. So you need to do things continuously. So when your team doesn't get along, you just have to practice all these things. Seven habits. And secondly, what I love most is the Kaizen principle. So if you remember, Azim, when you were joining my unit last time, we did this daily Kaizen meeting every day. We call it DK. So daily Kaizen, what we did was we gather every morning, never miss, at 9 a.m. standing. We discuss about what happened yesterday and what's going to happen today and what will happen tomorrow. So everyone will report every bits and pieces of their updates lah. So it have to happen every day, half an hour, small but frequent. So this is always what I believe in leadership. You just need to get your team together, and of course you need to update them every single time, you know, like if not physical meetup, maybe virtual meetup like this. So as long as your team is together, then you are able to overcome the challenge lah, I would say. Yeah. I hope that's okay, Azim. Is it okay for you?
It's okay, doctor.
Thank you.
Thank you for answering that.
Thanks, Azim.
I'm glad to see you well.
Alhamdulillah.
Even though it's virtually.
Okay.
Okay, that's all. Thank you, doctor.
Okay, thanks.
All right. Thank you, Rais Azim, for the second question. For the third question, anyone who wants to put forward their inquiries?
Hi.
Hi.
I'm Akif. Okay. So I have one question for Dr. Siti Salina and also IR Iryani. Okay, so for Dr. Siti Salina, SU is one senior research officer. So I truly believe in a single office there is mixing atmosphere. What do I say by this is we have a group that having positive thoughts and the one having negative thoughts together in a one roof. So what is the best way for us to encounter having this kind of mixing atmosphere so that it won't pull us down, but instead it keep on pushing us to move forward. So that's my question for Dr. Siti Salina. And for Dr. Iryani, my question is, I believe that there are a lot of students yet not to be exposed with LinkedIn. Okay, so I would like to have maybe several tips, you know, to get started and also try to how can we actually fully utilize LinkedIn as a starter. when it comes to being a very first, like we don't know too much about LinkedIn, so we might not having the ideas of what is going to be happening next. So maybe if that tips, I think it would be very helpful for me. Thank you.
You want me to respond first? Okay. All right. The question is about when you have in a room with a mix of people with a positive and negative thought. You don't want to be influenced by this negative. Yeah, because yeah, as I mentioned, big. Remember, big. B is book. I is influence or circle. So you want to keep your positive circle. Yeah, but what you want to basically put in mind is basically you cannot change people. The change has to be from yourself. There is a quote from Mahatma Gandhi: if you want to change the world, you need to start by yourself. So it doesn't matter what the other person think, yeah, because just remember that the change or your life should be from yourself. You live your life, in your life you are the boss, not the other person. Yeah, you are the one who basically have the direction for your life. So remember, big. I always say big influence. You in that influence, basically circle. If you imagine there is a one small circle, so that small circle, and then there are in that small circle there are another bigger circle, and then there are another bigger circle. So the first one circle is basically yourself. You can control yourself. Yeah, that circle, basically there is another bigger circle. That circle is your influence. So you want to make sure that your influence, your circle of this influence is basically all the positive, all the good things. And the rest of the circle, the biggest circle is circle of concern. That is like the negative thing. You don't want to focus in that. Just focus on this small circle is yourself. So from yourself, as I mentioned, the quote, if you want to change the world, you have to change yourself. And by how to change yourself, basically you have to read books, or you have to learn, even if there is a, doesn't matter all the, because our life is basically from, because I just want to say that quote what Prof. Mahaya always say, our life is from inside to outside, not from outside to inside. Yeah, because you, every time you have this feeling, always think that you, human is the perfect creature. Basically God has built human as a very special and very perfect. So you have your brain, you have to cultivate and basically live your life to the fullest. So it doesn't matter all this circle of concern, you have to make sure your circle of control is yourself, is the positive. Always positive and always basically look forward to what you love to do most, where you want to go. It's all start from yourself. Okay, right.
Okay, so can I answer the second question?
Yes.
Okay, thank you, Akil, for your question. All right, you were asking about LinkedIn tips. I do have small tips for you guys who are just about to start the LinkedIn networking. I would say the keyword is KISS or KISS, which means that you need to keep it short and simple. Okay, because writing in LinkedIn, there are millions of people reading. They don't have a lot of time to read you. It's like an 2 minutes elevator pitch. So what I'm saying here is that you need to write small but frequent. So you need to find the perfect juice of what you're going to write. And I would say from my sharing, those which attracts most attention are your personal experience, where when we share our own personal experience and it's worthwhile for the readers to read it, these are those yang attract most attention from the readers. And of course, picture worth 1,000 words, find the best photos. And this is maybe one of the reason why LinkedIn normally allow only one photos. You can do two or more at one time, but there's a trick to that. But as a basic sharing, LinkedIn allow one photos because you just need to find the one perfect representative of what you are writing. So keep it simple, keep it short and sweet. Write small but frequent, and write your personal experience. And this is how people are going to start noticing about you. So good luck. I hope you will be active in LinkedIn to Akil and the rest. So yeah, that's my simple tips.
Thank you, Dr. Iryani and Dr. Siti Salina. Really appreciate it.
Thank you, Akil and Dr. Siti Salina and also Dr. Iryani for the third question just now. And for the fourth question, let's make room for this question in the chat box. Maybe this question, I will direct it to Mr. Akif. So, Mr. Akif, which do you prefer to be? A popular and motivating leader or a strong and influential leader? So, I think maybe this question means that do you prefer being someone who is more friendly in the workspace or someone who is a strong or firm leader during any kinds of leadership? Yes.
Mhm.
All right. So
I think you need to be a mix of both because, for example, you need to be you need to be motivating, you need to be influential also, and you must become strong in the eye of your team, right? Because if they see you as weak and they will not take your opinion strongly. For example, you want them to do something. If you if you if you are weak at the eye of them, then they will not listen us easily. And for the being a popular, motivating leader, for example, for popularity is subjective, right? Because if you are popular but you are not strong, that is one problem. So I think it's a mix of both because each of the trait is important and you need to have both trait to become a good leader.
all right. Thank you, Ms. Akif, for your point of views. So for the fifth question, if anyone who wants to ask verbally, you can open your mic.
Hi, I'm Eleanor.
Hi. Yes, please proceed.
All right, so my question is for Mr. Akif. So, as what we know, the tech industry is very competitive, right? And it moves very progressively. So, obviously, I do believe that you have encountered an event where you had to compete with other companies, right? So, what is your main motivation that makes you want to move forward along with your team as a leader?
Okay, I will give an example for my latest product, which is Datang.my. So we have a lot of competitor. I mean, a lot. We have even GLCs like DM, Green Packet. We are competing. We are like grade 301. We are the smallest company, and then we compete with these GLCs. But we technically we won lah because we have 5,000 around maybe 15,000 right now because we have more places like not just government school, we have also kindergarten, mosque, church, and so on. And they only have around 20, 30 schools. Because we believe in our product and we want people to use our product. Like it is fun to use our product because, okay, we put a lot of effort in our customer service because, for example, if our user want to ask a question, and then we will answer it as immediately as possible. For example, we have a record like the one teacher asked for a question in our group. We have group support for our customers, and we answer it in around 10 seconds, 20 seconds. So they appreciate the support. And for our system, we have a plan strategy, like we give the system for free, and then if they like it, they can pay for more additional premium features and more additional features. And when they first using the free system, we didn't lock anything. We didn't limit anything. Just the free system is as good as it can be. We didn't limit at, for example, students count or what. And if then we design our product to be fast as possible and as understandable as possible, because in tech industry we need to develop a product that can be understood by people. For example, if you look at the Facebook app and you immediately know what you need to do, because it has a button that is more clear to the experience of the user, the UI, UX, and so on. And if the product is good and user can understand it enough, and surely people will choose your product. Because if you do complicated things, you have pull side menu, pull bar, drop down, and so on. People will try to, and they didn't have a motivation to learn it. And you you charge it, for example, 100 ringgit per year per student, and people will get away from that. So we build our product with competitive price. We build our product best with the best system, best speed, and best user experience, and user will surely go to you, because because our system they can understand. And that's why the tech industry is competitive, because the system is replicatable, but the experience is not. So yes, we need to focus on the users' experience and their needs.
I see. All right. Thank you.
Thank you, Eleanor, and also Mr. Akif. So for the fifth question, anyone who wants to volunteer? You can open your mics. Okay, so since there's no one who wants to ask questions verbally, so I'll read the question in the chat box. It says that hi, good morning. I wanted to ask that how a leader would be a little strict for good without hurting their feelings, or like avoid them for taking it personally. So maybe I'll direct this question to Dr. Iryani.
Okay, so if I get the questions right, Sabrina want to know how a leader can be strict but not hurting the feeling.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay. As a leader, you do have to be strict up to a certain point, but at the same time, you can be the friend. You know, like your team, you have to be the friend of your team, because if you keep the barrier or the what do you say, like a wall between you and your team, they won't talk to you. And if it's a one-way communication, this is not good. You need to know from your team what is it like from time to time. So and of course you might hurt some people's feeling at one point, you know, because when you lead, you just want to get things done. At the same time, you want to take care of how people feels, and this is when you need to break the barrier down, because when your team have got something to say, they will come to you personally. So in this case, you are trying to be we want to meet the goal, but at the same time, our team does not fit the goal. So when we are being strict, they feel hurt. Okay, if you're a friend to your team, they will come to you and talk to you. If you're not, then they will keep talking behind your back and they will feel hurt, and your team somehow will crumble and crush over the time. So this is the importance of being a good leader. Like, I do agree with Akif answer regarding to be popular, motivating, strong and influential. It have to be a combination of both. You need to be motivational. You need to be a friend of your team, but not to the apa tu, until they can step on your head. It's not right. Okay, so you just have to keep the apa tu the connection between you and your colleagues, so that they can talk with you about how they feel. And trust me, if you become friend with your team, the hard feeling thing will reduce a lot, even though if you are being so super strict, because they know, because they know what is the goal. We keep telling them, we keep motivating them, hey, this is our goal, this is what we want to achieve. Okay, so put your feelings aside, let's do this together, and let them know that we are in it with them together. And I'm not saying this because I want you to do it, but I'm saying this because I want you to help me do it. Okay, and us as a team and you as a leader can work even faster and better and in the most efficient way without breaking anyone's heart. And Alhamdulillah, when I was in a TMB lab, I have a great team, and I would say spend times with them, and we do have some little barbecues over the weekends, end of the week. Just ask them, hey, what do you want to do? And we do, even we went for a movie in IOI, we watched Marvel, I can't remember. There are many other things that we did together as a team. So do not limit what you can do with your team. Okay, if you get to have this special bonding or communication with your teams, getting hurt feelings can be reduced a lot. I don't say 100%, because there might be some people who will still feel, I don't like this boss, I hate her, blah 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 blah. But you have done your best, you have tried your best, and just look at the bright side. Okay, so this is my answer regarding taking care of people's feeling. It will happen somehow, but you can try to reduce it. Thank you, Sabrina.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Iryani. So anyone else who wants to ask questions to any of our panels? All right, so I believe that is the end for our Q&A session. And for the 4 people who asked their questions verbally just now, you will receive 10 ringgit e-wallet through Boost, and we will contact you about that shortly. Okay, after the last session, which is the closing session. So now I will pass the platform to Amar for our second session of spinning the lucky draw winner.
Hi guys.
So we have finally come to the end of our talk or forum. Thank you, dear panels, Amin and also Amar, for spending your time with us in making this forum enjoyable, and also despite your busy schedule, of course. So indeed, our event has finally come to an end, and thank you all for lending your ears, and we hope that everyone who took part in this forum made full use of the time we spent together. So to add on, leaders are not born, they are made. So they're made just like anything else, through hard work. That's the price we have to pay to achieve that goal or any type of goal. Again, thank you Dr. Iryani, Dr. Salina, and Mr. Akif for joining our event. For all UNITEN students, the feedback form is shared in the chat box. You will need to fill in the form in order to obtain your score run. So thank you and have a good day. So for now, maybe we can have a picture session with all the panels and also the moderator. Amin, please open your mic. Open your camera.
Okay, so everyone, we have posted the background in the chat box. So if you feel like if you feel like joining the photography sessions, you may join and change your background to the picture posted in the chat box. So yeah. Is there anyone else who wants to join? All right, come on, guys. All right, so smile. 1, 2, 3. Okay, again. 1, 2, 3. All right, guys, thank you.
All right, so that is all. So for the participant and the speakers, you may leave the room. Thank you for spending your time once again.
Thank you all. Thank you for listening.
Thank you.
Thank you, doctors and Mr. Akif.
Okay.
Thank you all. Thank you, ULEAD committee.
Thank you
Okay,
semua.
bye.
Kamu tidur. Awak sangat bangun pukul 3 ni.
Thank you, Dr. Iryani.
Bye semua. Assalamualaikum.
Salam.